Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. Once more, una welcome for the No Conny Talk Show, an advocacy platform where they advocate for Ambazonia independent and would also speak as one of the frontline communicator for the Ambazonia War Council under the Ambazonia Governing Council. I want to welcome all now today, this number 19 day for February 2021. Now me, una host Capo Daniel, and I come once more for give una another episode where we go focus on diplomatic progress, big news where they come for America, and I will also take una inside Ambazonia for tell una wait with the enemy in the do within our struggle as we go forward. Big program that I'm passed through this week. We don't get a very big operation for Sabga Hill. I want to congratulate our force, the special forces, the way they be there for the wonderful operation where they be carrying, and also for tell una say more than they in the pipeline. Big meeting you go day today for the Ambazonia Governing Council. Plenty things in there where it could be they will be talking for that meeting them. So una stay in tune. So we go start this program as I would always start them before. My jingles and they would then prepare them. It will be broadcast live again for ACN, the Ambazonian Communication Network. For those who not go watch me for Ground Zero, you not go feel watch them live for the. And if you do watch me right now for ACN Facebook page, try for subscribe and for like both the ACN Facebook page and the YouTube channel, as well as my YouTube channel. Once more, ladies and gentlemen, wanna be highly welcome. Make we start. Good morning, fellow televiewers on the ACN television network. Welcome to another episode of the No Conny Talk Show. In the making, history made already. This is a show where we talk the people's language for Biafra and the people's language for Ambazonia, the Pidgin English. And I'm me, Capo Daniel, una host. So I'll play this music and welcome everybody. And we'll go straight into this topic today, which is very, very important and very, very critical.
Thank God for mercy. Thank God for grace. I thank God say I overcome plenty things wey for make me grace. I thank God for family. I thank God for friends. I thank God say I see beginning of the year and I see the end. Oh, many people enter but I no leave. Oh, many they for hospital that they sick. Oh, many they for my trying no feel breathe. Oh. See, I just wanna thank you God. Many people went up but I know you. Many they for hospital that they
giving God
many
best
for
place
my
in our heart, our nation.
See, I just
Commit
wanna
everything
thank
we
you
want to
God.
today in the hands of God. May God guide we through and may God
Thank
guide our
God for
liberation.
mercy.
Because unless
Thank
God
God
heal,
for
the builder is built
grace.
in vain.
I thank
So we
God
always
say I
God
overcome plenty things
anything
wey
good.
for make.
So we'll go start with a song. I just love this guy, a very talented guy. So we'll go start with this song today. And I see Terry, Ide online for YouTube. I want to welcome you, Terry, and every other person will go join on later. Welcome you all for this special episode of the No Conny Talk Show. Now a big presentation for the governing council from your humble servant, Thanks Past King Lukong, Ambazonia FBI. When I enjoyed him too. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Even I know too many boys stick a master today. So, ladies and gentlemen, all will be welcome for this episode, a special episode. We're going to give una diplomatic update as well as the title for the show for today. Now, wait to wait the enemy in the do. These are very, very crucial things. As una know, a lot of things that happen within the IG group, and a big, huge changes then we would see as there can be a measure opposition for which way we did do one for the Ambazonia Governing Council since the day we that organization it began be hijacked by some few individuals for their own political goal. It unfortunately leads to one of a brave Ambazonia, Siseko Al-Yuktabi, in Kondengi prison, while the other rest them, the city around the globe. But the IG group, it go through a lot of transition and it go through a lot of predictable changes. This one, I think, they will done predict them for a long time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will still address part of those issues, but the most important thing today, I say we get very big diplomatic progress where they go on, and I think so we need for know am very well. I need to highlight them for now. That also get big victory then for inside Bamenda, inside Mezam, around Sabga area, Sabga Hidi, for a big operation where be carried out by our mobile wing. 9 Cameroon occupation forces they be neutralized. We don't confirm say the number 9 he died for hospital. That one a very big good news we don't get them for day. Unfortunately, we also would have lost our big commander, one of our commander for the Bamenda Brigade, Commander Ebube. It happened say the overall commander for Insa Mezam, he to no be around, but the second in command for General Ebube, he didn't take command for that particular unit. And our overall commander, they review the issue them, would then make a lot of public statement about that for our podcast, and will not fit give further information where you no go compromise national security. The War Council, the chairman, Benedict Kwa, he also he done talk, and the president of the governing council, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, he done make statements in that regard. And my other communicators, colleagues, Lucas Asu, Akosong Raymond, many others, and two they done there for outside, Pascal Kiki, She, Kavi, Womoleng, they done also there for outside for put out messages. Also, they appreciate the hard work way for Tori Day, for Mama Fine Pikin, Mama Najela to where they push out the message for Ambazonian independence. It be very, very important. Our communication are a very strong key, a strong tool for our collective effort to free ourselves from Cameroon occupation. All the dictators around the world, they do everything for shut down internet, and any person will be against social media, that person are people then we then get things and for hide. We will continue for the use social media for help for push our agenda for free homeland, push our agenda for emancipation, because those are very, very critical aspect of our liberation. Like Dr. Chua Yaba talk, independence no go just be a concept we will fight for, but we'll get specific things that we will fight for Ambazonian freedom. Freedom of liberty, freedom for our identity, freedom from fear of killing, persecution, freedom for us to have access for the economic potential of our country, and for our children to have equal opportunity, and freedom to just live as Africans in our territory at the land of our birth, Ambazonia. That is what independence means for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, all una once more una dambi, una be highly welcome. We will start today for international news. This one a very big news way it come from the United States of America. It won't be the 2nd of February, where our diplomatic contacts that are informed we say there have been big move within the American system, as we know very well. Would it also count strongly, not do for the State Department, but for the legislature for America, for push in human right violation, the way they go against our people, and the interest for the American state for step up and put pressure for Mr. Paul Biya for stop this genocide, and for address the status of Southern Cameroon within the whole concept of Cameroon annexation and recolonization for our territory. So this is very huge. For a long time, you get 40 senators that signed petition for ask the President of America during the time of Donald Trump for approve a bill where you go classify the Ambazonians them under a program for America where they call it a TPS. That means na status, temporary status for refugees, for give protection of Ambazonian the way they live for America against deportation. That piece of legislation it be very crucial because it get a time limit, and during that time limit, once the American president he approve, sorry my notes they're not there on that one within my hand. Once that particular document, that status it be approved, for Ambazonian the way they for America. It make the Ambazonian struggle for be elevated to a domestic issue for America because now also a migration issue. That means because of this war, plenty Ambazonian they run away from this war and they travel to America as refugees. So you get a lot of Americans, Ambazonians, where then get interest back home to resolve this issue, and also it could be a domestic issue for Ambazonia. Since that bill it don't be pushed for the president in office from Donald Trump, they never sign them till now. The French government it done the campaign very hard for make sure say me then stop for sign that document. But today we'll be very happy say good news it come on the 2nd of this month. A new bill it done be tabled by Karen Bast. Make I put up a picture. If you know Karen Bast na that United States senator will be visit the Cameroons. He meet up Mr. Paul Biya, so he get first-hand information for which way it happen. Now an African American woman where get hard also for black people them. He then step up again for introduce a new bill. We introduce them on the 2nd of February for America, the House of Legislature. And that bill is the call on the Secretary of State for America, Anthony Blinken, say make it take actions them for hold Cameroon accountable. I think it can be published today because the document is the peak steam, and the detail for the document for that bill, it talk about it be based on the report of Human Rights Watch. And this one will show our people then the importance why we would give access for human rights and humanitarian actors and for ground for have access into our territory. So that make me so that the all man the facilitator when they come, because sometimes those organizations their reports then be very, very crucial. This particular action it then be triggered by the collective punishment where the Cameroon government is doing for the Bangui Road for collectively burn houses as a direct result of reprisal actions for the Cameroon government. So then cites two cases. One that the case will happen for Bangui Road, and the other case that the one will happen for Chomba, where Cameroon military then go around, gather people then for houses, kill them, burn them alive. As soon as see for the report, Billy Burton, one of researcher then we did for Canada, he too he get a database where they collect evidence for this crime them, a document it will be cited. And the reason why they put this one is so that make our people then be very respectful for all these various apparatus and where the international community they rely on for make our case. So this one are the good news way our diplomatic people they talk them. A lot of things that go on at the background, at the corridors of diplomacy, but this one are the one way would one cite and publicly because it go push the United States president for take actions them and for push the Secretary of State for push action them where it go fit hold Cameroon president and the Cameroon state responsible for the genocide war where they go on, and it will potentially put the status of our southern Cameroon on the table when Atinda will want them to solve this problem in a diplomatic manner rather than fighting a war. But we have to fight a war that has been declared upon us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will take una now inside Ambazonian struggle, what the enemy is doing, which is a very important presentation what I want to make today. I want to make una know, fellow Ambazonians, say the Cameroon government, they know still no fit win Ambazonia when it comes to military confrontation, because we no go fight them foolishly like a contemporary war where two armies they stand for all sides, then go at each other for fight them. We cannot fight that type of war because we are under occupation. We cannot do recruitment. We will not get access to our natural resources them for build that type of army. But any human being, he no go accept for live in a subjugated manner as a second-class citizen. So it will be bound, say, with the treatment we Cameroon, the treat we our people will rise up one day. And this resistance will the fight, and this war of liberation na a guerrilla warfare where no military enough winner, where you know the fight for their own turf. Our population be 100%, 96% according to many survey behind the struggle, and our forces them when are the vanguards them for this liberation movement. They every day they lack na weapons them, and our diaspora population they go always demobilize resources for supply those weapons them. And now even from ground zero with the introduction of the liberation tax, our soldiers them they will guarantee the strength for resist Cameroon for the next 20 years. And as long as it will take for convince Cameroon, So they no fit still continue for rule Cameroon, rule Ambazonia. Then we will continue to do what it takes to free our homeland. Our population, it then reject for participate politically in Cameroon politics. We then reject elections and our then delegitimize the Cameroon system. Cameroon no get any legitimacy in our territory. As a matter of political occupation, Cameroon have been defeated woefully. We also implement policy for school for take total control of educating our children through the community school and being the authority to allow mission and private school to operate within our national territory. So we call on all our citizens, make them hold hand together for make sure say we go fight for free our country from Cameroon occupation. History, if we know, say this day it will come. Prediction, they be done be made, say this day it will come. Seb la République du Cameroon, they be done know, say this day it will come, where the people of Southern Cameroon go rise up and ask for freedom. Now, right away, when they build the Chad Cameroon pipeline project, then do everything Mr. Ewona, then do everything make pass the Southern Cameroon territory because they know say one day they go pack their back and they go leave. So fellow Ambazonians will be on the right track and will go win. As we don't governize ourselves, for come together for fight against Cameroon, the Cameroon government it then turn back for the normal way of practice by other colonial governments for make this war make it no be against Ambazonia and La République. They don't do them through many tactics. They get control for the media, they get more influence, even amongst our people, in terms of journalism and the fact that they get military way they use judicial intimidation, arrest, targeted killing, and random disappearances. Our people they fear, so they allow their own agents and for they speak into our people, for redefine this struggle as we all rise against Cameroon, against Francophonization, against all those tangible, visible evidence for Cameroon subjugation, the replacing of our language, the replacing of our personnel, the embarrassment of our people, as all these things were so vivid in our eyes, and we rose up against Cameroon. Cameroon have one thing to do to win us. Try to redefine the struggle. No, it is about Anglophones. It's about language. It's about it is about that. It's about they have now come from refusing that there is no Anglophone problem to now trying to define it as an Anglophone problem, a linguistic problem. These are the very important tactics that Cameroon have to redefine this problem. When international community they send diplomat, they meet they can't see where they go on. They make sure say the people the way they go talk for those diplomats. Now people the way they under the Cameroon belt, where they go feel report for the Cameroon government. Exactly which way they want me to hear. There is a very important video. I know be done transfer them. Let me transfer this video. So I'm sorry for this late transfer, but it's a very important video. So, ladies and gentlemen, the ability for Cameroon for fight Ambazonia, it can be rely on two major tools and where the Cameroon government need to use them. One, the ability for Cameroon for mislead Ambazonia. We don't get a target, we fight for independence. The idea for mislead we, now for influence the people the way they go lead we. So that made them take we for the wrong approach, the wrong direction, where it will lead us to nowhere, and we will be frustrated, we will be exhausted, we will be disoriented, and then we will come back, can remain with one Cameroon, begin indulge ourselves with football, alcohol, and entertainment, and forget about our status, our dignity, and our right as a people. That strategy, it don't fail. They don't try to lead us by choosing the leaders that can lead us and rejecting any other leader that can lead us. Another way now for misrepresent us. When this struggle start, you get Abobala become camp say na he go represent the common law lawyers. But we know say their leader will be na Harmony Bogba. He struggle, sign deal with La République. They make it professor for university. He fail. Then try to take over Skakuf. It no work. Then bring Seseko me take over. Siseko, it failed for work the way they want them. They move Siseko, bring Sako. Even Sako, it worked fine for them. Sign all the deal them, CDC and the rest. It still failed for disregard the liberation and for refocus us on things the way it no matter. So Cameroon it don't fail in this particular two area them. Wait to where Ambazonia they need to know. For Cameroon for fight us, the way Cameroon have if done the fight Ambazonia. Now for use Ambazonia for fight Ambazonia. For use Ambazonia for fight Ambazonia. Now all trick that way they done they do them for a long time. Look at how the way they handle SDF. They use Muna for infiltrate SDF. Start begin do challenge with Frundi. Now say they can neutralize Frundi effect for within Cameroon, the pan-Cameroonian politics. It no be different from how they fight we. Cameroon government don't identify potential leader them where they feel liberate Ambazonia. Early on, I get testimony about this issue because before the start of this struggle, I been work very hard to fight against corruption within Cameroon with the embassy staff and a lot of people who I know them for high places for Cameroon government. So early on when this struggle start, those people them they reach out for me. Like they don't reach out for many other Ambazonians. Tell them said you get two specific people where they no one make we go corner. Where they say make we do everything me they no get hand for this struggle. And those two people they will be none other than Ayabacho and Ebenezer Kwanga, who were preaching self-defense and liberation, guerrilla warfare. So Cameroon began identify these two people them early on. Say these are people we should not talk to. These are people we should not go close to. Because they know if we go and join with these people, they go lead us for direction way we no go get no way for turn back. Cameroon, how Cameroon they accomplish this task? They use specific agents, agents provocateurs, for spend hours and hours for brainwash our people about these two individuals. From Atta Milan, they call people that for back. Talk about Ayabacho and Ebenezer Kwanga without any just cause, without any justification. I remember when Kwanga became for East China here, he can't get discussion. We will raise money for Gian for ye. Then call we from South Africa. Tell we say, make we not give money for that man na scammer. Then discredit ye. The same people them, then work hard to discredit these two people. And every agent una know am. And I will give you a simple way to identify an agent. An agent of La Republique can identify these people, can acknowledge the people that can liberate us. But they will never be capable of supporting them. For no reason. Ask any of them. Why can they not support Ayabacho? They can just recognize him, but they will not support him. Any suspect, put their name. Why can't you support Ayabacho? If you love Ambazonia so much, and you know that this is the right person, why can't you support him? Even Ebenezer Kwanga, even though he may be broken because of all the sabotage, and he be surrender himself and compromise himself, but we thank God he don't come back to his senses. Like a prodigal son, he's back. So Cameroon government, it not only identify the people the way they feel destroy Ambazonia, the people way they feel use them for misguide Ambazonia, the people way they feel use them for mislead Ambazonia. When I know sometimes they use even prisoner them. The intelligent officer they go for prison, give small goodie them for prison, give them small privileges, buy them small chop. And when we want to take right decision, whether not for block election, they go take some prisoners, say call Capo Daniel. Take Capo Daniel, say me they no go too far. Call Capo Daniel, call Lucas Asu. Talk for that one, una talk for General Ivor. Make it no go for me, una no broke bridge. Hey, me una no key black leg. Hey, me una no arrest CPD and people. These are our own. They have all these tools in their hands. People that we can listen to. That's why they employ Diangote. Employ all those Ambazonians who work for them. It's very crucial. So they have not only identified people who can liberate us, but they have identified people who they can count on amongst us to make sure that things will not go to a particular direction. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the focus of my discussion with you today. And I get this very discussion with plenty of people. Most of them began get an arrangement with the Cameroon government during the time for Amadou Ahidjo. All the people you see we are fighting today, all the CPDM Central Committee members, the magistrates, all of those strong CPDM core members have entered into an accord with the Cameroon government, a secret arrangement with the Cameroon government. You have, if you listen for the colonial governor of the Atlantic state, he didn't talk about those arrangements, them, those obligations, with people that don't go sign out them. I get also one testimony for one commissioner of the one of our best commissioners in the military wing of Southern Cameroon, the mobile wing. Tawe Pobia Ahidjo be talk me they can take they increase their salary, me they come for Yaoundé. Each time when anybody come for Yaoundé, they take ye go to for ministry. He go make promise for they, swear, oath, say he go always be lawyer for Cameroon state. In return, then guarantee them say their children will follow their line. They will guarantee a future of their children. So if you are a magistrate, they will make sure that your son will be a magistrate. They will pick one body in your family to be magistrate. If you are a commissioner, they will pick one person in your family to be commissioner. They have that accord with Ambazonians. All those CPDM families, the Munas who betray Southern Cameroon, they have gotten into agreement with Cameroon government, secret agreement. They are there no matter what happened to bring us and make sure we stay in bondage. In return, their family will succeed. They'll live in a class system where they'll have access to job, access to loan, access to special privileges that only them can have. While the rest 98% of Ambazonia will remain in the plantation, working as slaves, being abused every day, having no respect at all. That is what is going on. You also get special breed of people where they don't raise them amongst us. Like John Gufoncha. These are Moors, Francophones, hidden identity, working amongst us. It might surprise you, but for you to have your freedom, for you to be watching me today, you are one of the most smartest people. I want to congratulate all those who have been loyal to me, who have been following me from the beginning of this struggle. When I say things that some people would not even imagine, but down the line 2 years they come to realize. John Gufoncha, he was picked up by priests that was there to raise people and guide that nation, Ambazonia, to the direction that they want that country to be. When Foncha come for a house, then take it for inside orphanage, then no say come up for La Republic, perfect candidate, if papa na cripple. Then change his name. Best way than Bonnie Fonchang. They hide the identity. Thank God your own sense past king are grown up for Foncha a food. As a young man, I be go for Foncha a house, I be the chong guava for a garden, and I know in and out of that house, and I know their inner secret them. Secret the people they don't know. So I feel tell now 100% sure Foncha was raised to take over Ambazonia and mislead us. His family knows about it. That's why he hide the identity, he wear country cap passway, and you get a lot of Cameroonians from Babaju who have come into our territory, grow like us, go to the same school like us, Peter Esoka. There are many, not I cannot even give you their names. There are so many. These are the Anglophones they count on. Now the same tactics where the British people do one for Australia. When I see Australia, they send all their prisoners them for day. They know say even if that country be free, those white people every day they will continue for link up with their motherland, for pay allegiance, for defend them, and for do trade with them. Australia the same, Canada the same. Now the same way they do for Africa. Look how they control Congo. Kabila na a foreigner. Then bringing inside Congo can't take over Congo. Even Rwanda, remember Kagame grew up now for Uganda. Remember the president in Alassane Ouattara in Cote d'Ivoire. Na foreigner be raised. Una see the Catholic Church. Ma take una for Bamenda for Lele Afrique Imami he die. Make una see the video footages them where they come off for Imami he die. So this one, unfortunately, the video never be arranged. So I will take a little bit for download the video here. That was the last video where I just upload them. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this one, ladies and gentlemen, I want me gonna look very well.
I've been able to see people I've never seen in this compound for the first time today. Among one of them is those two people really helped me to be. And yesterday the Bishop of Bamenda chaired a mass in Bamenda. As if we are not sufficient, they still came here, not alone. They came alone.
So I want me gonna see how Cameroon government it is succeed for Howe. Now the people in that, two are so-called men of God, the Catholic bishop them, all of them. Now they for around Lele Afrique now when Mami dan die. Now they comfort the, now they guarantee say when they go for church on Sunday, the message where they go to deliver them for the people. Now for soften their heart, for accept subjugation, for soften their heart with the message of one Cameroon, for they sweet their heart against fighting back, against resistance. When I see these are the traitors, unless we go know how to treat these people like agents, like traitors them, when they welcome the same people where they kill we. If these bishops were people who love justice, who fight against oppression, they will not be sharing drinks with the same person, chief terrorist Lele Afrique, who ordered the killing of our people in Garbu, the cover-up of the killing in Garbu, the latest collective punishment in Bangui Road. They will not dine with him. They will stay away from him. So this is how Cameroon government is done the operate. But this time, I want to take una into the IG. Una dan see finally images that they come up for show una, audios that they come up for tell una how Sako he dan sign deal with the CDC for allow the CDC immediately operate. We dan tell una from the beginning. Say the key for win Cameroon government now for implement the Haiti solution, for stop all exploitation, all export of commodity goods, because now the only incentive that way to keep Cameroon, the guarantee for supply francs with the Monte plantains from CDC, our timber, our rubber. Once we stop all those things, those international partners they go get an incentive. Say if they fit do business, if they want to do business with our resources, they go fit do all with we. Once we stop Sonera and all those things. So what the Cameroon do? They don't look the corrupt ones amongst us. Can't corrupt them. Me then take money for allow CDC me go. I think so when I hear the audio, I'll put it in my podcast so but I'll just play for the sake of this screenshot. I will play one of the audio. When I be here the man where if he signed the deal for open plantation for Sako. How the man be done come talk say no Sako. I think so when I hear audio then now where the man in the talk how they be make the deal. I'll play part of those. I'll play part of those audio here.
So what the way didn't be say at the point where we're at the moment. I think like I tell you people who work in a close confidential group like how well they work.
So now they do this, then the man that way either make video talk say you don't know it's a code, they lie and a lie. They can collect document and have a website. Now the audio conversation in that way, the man be the get them arranging those deals with Sako for the pay over 30 million CFR every month for Sako me then allow CDC me to operate. That money Sako be take am normally as usual, chop that money all, not ever go for empower anybody. And the fact says you allow CDC, they give you chicken change 30 million. They make billions upon your head. They get credit for borrow money on that land. It make we in a way we will not ever win the republic. Now Sako your voice is.
Hello, Mola. I was trying to get your payment credentials.
So I'll put this one in my podcast so that when I go feel here very well. But these are the facts. These are evidence. Says Sako he arranged deal with CDC. Me CDC reopen. Make they start exploit our resources. In return, they begin giving money to a pastor friend there for Nigeria and Brazil. And one guy way there for Europe. Also, they facilitate that money. They are opening a big plantation, planting over 150,000 palms for a personal plantation for inside Ambazonia under the name of somebody else. We don't know what that one mean on the ground. That is the reason why Sumoli was killed. 3 fighters executed. Imagine how many fighters on the ground in Fako are involved in that deal. Tonight, the Ambazonian Governing Council will get a special meeting, and one of the presentation we're going to present for they go involve these things. Ambazonia they need for no say we need for take action when we hear this type of things. We need to do hear, we stay quiet. But we need for hear, we react. Today I see John Igewan he make video, he talk say he will apologize for way Sako he do. I want to ask una Ambazonians, say did you see this video?
Fellow Ambazonians,
did you see this presentation?
This is a pretendant of Redeemed Church. He is based in Nigeria. He is the founder of Redeemed Church. He is called Komoni. That is the person that made Sako a preacher.
So, did you watch this video? This presentation was done by Digimas, one Ambazonian activist. Since 2017, he explained how Sako Ikome, na person wey be do 419, na a con man. You get hundreds of people the way they come up. For me, I get I think about 6 people the way they contact me. I get one family relative where you two it be 4 deal for this Sako thing. They be saying a con man. If you listen, what action did you take? They stayed quiet. They warn about a character. He go enter for my trip to Boya. Chop money, they stay quiet. Seseko come out, fire ye. The Mark Barata, the Eric Tato, all of them, they protected him. All the evidence, they killed Sumoli, brought in Phil Masha, he was killing people. We came and show you videos, evidence. What did you do? You ignore them all. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are following the wrong boss, don't expect to arrive at your destiny. If you are following the wrong boss, don't expect to arrive at your destiny. The fact that vast majority of our people were following these guys should tell you that that is the responsibility why we are still where we are today. Well, make una no talk say una no be no. Now the pastor, one of the pastor when a deeper life he done come out for make video for actually talk about what will happen. For the purpose of my audience, I want to play this video a little bit before I take una for the clocks of this presentation for today. Now,
good morning, everyone. My name is Ernest.
I think most of una ran watch this video, around edit them. The one na a pastor way there for ground. He don't watch the video clip where Sako they go give that testimony for Brazil. He be shocked. The testimony Sako be the talk say na house rent na issue the way we get and time be there for America. But the year where Sako the talk am imagine na the year where Sako be see there for the Cameroons, ma call and so. And a person this way na the caretaker this for the house where Sako be the renter. Na person for Deeper Life Church. Now it is the talk about Sako. Now listen.
I'm the director of Gaza Media, but I'm not here to report for Gaza Media, but just to respond.
So now the here now a media person. This is a public person. He's not somebody who is doing this thing for propaganda. Now just a pastor, he did report for a religious organization, then she don't it done too much for them. I get people the way they be the see Sako Edi bite their belly say now this kind person will not go carry and put us in a president for Ambazonia. We said all those things, but wanna stay quiet. Wanna stay quiet. Do you wanna know the ramification of staying quiet? I talk all this one because I'm about to give another big revelation again. When I first watch this one.
To a video that I've seen circulating on social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, about a comment, Sako explaining a certain house in Limbe.
Remember, the one a pastor way that work with Sako. Sako dan pastor for their church. For Ground Zero. He calling a Sako a comment. He need to call a pastor. He need to call a doctor. Because he's neither a doctor nor an ordained pastor. So listen.
That he lived there for many years and did not pay rent because he did not have money, because that house was haunted. There were demons in the house. No one could live there, and he was able to live there, and they told him to live there for rent free. Just take a quick glance of the video, then I will dive into it.
The year 2000,
No ano 2000,
it was so bad for me that I didn't have money to rent a house.
que Mal Assombrada.
Nobody rents that house.
Ninguém aluga aquela casa.
If you pay your rent,
Se você pagar o seu aluguel,
demons will throw you out.
demônios vão te tirar de lá.
Sako is explaining. The fact is that Sako did not.
Wait. So for inside church, Sako be the lie. They give the impression for that church. Say that the testimony happened for United States. But nothing will happen for Ground Zero because that year it be dinner for Ground Zero for Limbe. And a pastor this way he be the take care for the house where he be the renter. So now here.
A job. That is quite true. I don't think he has ever had a job. But Sako was living there prior to 2000. But that house was paid by the Deeper Life to which he belongs to in Newtown.
So una here, the house where Sako be the stay there, Deeper Life Church it be the payer. Now so it take and get that house. He no go rent that house and say he go talk say miracle, miracle. No. Now pastor and this they talk. Church be the pay house. They excommunicate Pastor Pastor Sako was excommunicated. Do you know the type of people we excommunicate in church in Ambazonia? People that have witchcraft. People who have slept with people's wife inside the church. People who have done abominable things. Now the type of people that way they excommunicate them. Excommunication means they then drive Sako out of church. Why? When I listen.
When Sako was excommunicated from that church because he embezzled money, we learned that money was given to him to put to the bank, to go and deposit in the bank. But Sako never did.
So when I hear why they excommunicate Sako for church, for inside Victoria, then drive Sako for church, because they collect money for church, get me go put them for bank, Sako they go take that money, chop am. That is why they drive it away from church. They excommunicate it. That means them ban you say no ever enter Deeper Life Church again. Now why that way they excommunicate Sako for church? We not hear. But this one will be the first time we hear. Over 2 years ago, we done play video. And what did you people do? You call yourself Restoration Council. How competent are you when you hear all allegations and you stay quiet? And yet you are saying you want to build a democratic system different from Cameroon. How do you think we can follow you, the IG, today? When simple things like this you could not follow up. You ignore it. You close your ear. Today you are seeing the embarrassment. How many years have we wasted?
So that's why he was excommunicated. And for that reason, the Deeper Life Church did not pay rent any longer. From that time on, Sako did not pay the rent because he did not have a job. In 2001, when I came to Limbe with my family.
So this one away to happen. Sako stopped for pay rent because the church stopped for pay the rent. In a way for try to start make money, he turned a house in a church. Few family they come for day. He also turned a house in a school. We're gonna hear.
We saw how the house has been transformed to a school. We said, no, this is a family house of 5 bedrooms. You cannot transform a living house to a school and to a church. When we're talking about a school, this is like a school of about maybe 7 people. He's talking about church of about 3 families that on Sunday they will come and sit there and sing. Because what happened was Sako believed that because the owner of the house was not in Limbe and probably has passed away, the caretaker, who was an elderly person, had traveled to the US for medical reasons. So there would be no one again. So Sako just wanted to own the house. But when I came, I told Sako, no, you have to leave because we want to do some reconstruction.
So when I hear the true story, how many times when I hear the particular story, ignore them? How many times? The so-called IG, if you were supporting the IG, how many times when I hear this story? Said Sako was excommunicated. He no get work, he no fit go find work. He became one make na only church for her. Thing wey no fit take time for prepare. No man no fit assess it. After this one, for try for cover up after the church, then take he go for court. He go forge documents them. Use some name for Cosmos Bookshop. At the end, he can go lie say that he go try for bribe that Cosmos. Make I wanna hear the story first.
Sako will not budge. So I went to court in Limbe and take a 30 days notice to evict him from the house.
So make una hear, this is an honest man. This is not somebody, it's not La Republic agent that you can say Cameroon can hire him. Because for Cameroon to hire him, that means you give Cameroon to be as genuine, as more ingenuity, they can be as smart as the United States. No, this is somebody who have sued Sako because of the church. This man, his only thing is that he cannot sit and allow somebody to be lying millions of people. He's not La Republic, he's not CPDM, SDF, he's not hired anybody. He's not working with the Kunda titles. Now just passed away. He's himself even sue Sako for ground zero. Now he talk him.
Day elapsed, Sako did not move. Then we went to court. After several hearing upon hearing, Sako saw that things were not coming well on his side. He went to Cosmos Book Publisher around Half Mile, around Middle Farm Junction, and asked the manager that they should produce him fake receipt for the past year that he bought books and school utensils worth 3 million CFA.
So now, and this video is in circulation, so I'll not waste time to play so much. So what happen? I say Sako go make fake receipt, then that way if one proof for church, that way they go sue church, we take it go for court. Church carry man go for court, they wanna know what level it can be. He go make fake receipt them. Say come on for Cosmos Bookshop. Say spend over 3 million for them for buy things, for account for the money we be chopper. That Cosmos man is denied for giving those receipts. Sako go make fake one them. That Cosmos Bookshop if we go testify for court for forgery. Sako be see say way no day. Now one of the things in that way come on run bail before he go find himself for Nigeria and for America. So now the story that for Sako. And this story be being known, wouldn't publish him. I want make anybody way be ignore him that time. Make you see say every single thing we wouldn't talk him, it don't pen out. So ladies and gentlemen, I go take una. Go now for the other one way they call a Milton Taka. When I know say all these people where they work for La Republic, where Cameroon government use them, their only way for survive now for be invisible or for make them for the media activity not be dictated. And then they use excuses. Each time they want bring you want to for expose them, the only simple way they go talk for Ambazuna then I say na infighting. Now because the one say media own group find, now because they na ADF. So they don't hide with this type of thing. That is how Sako get away with this. Because some people they be feel say the digging mass, the way they be bring up those information, the Capo Daniels, the way they be bring up all those information, the shake with them, they be doing that because they want for sabotage because they be different politically. No. You can make your assessment based on what have been substantiated and the conduct of the person at that particular time. There was no way anybody would ignore this thing and still be competent for you to deal with that person today. I'll take one for Milton Taka. I'll be telling una say the Cameroon their strategy for win Ambazonia, now their ability for mislead we and for misguide we so that we will be derailed. and for redefine the struggle. Use other people. Maybe we start fight each other. So it no go be about Ambazonia and La Republic anymore. It go be now amber to amber. One of those people they don't use them critically for this struggle. Na Milton Taka. It don't go unnoticed until it can make a big, small mistake, but a big mistake for hire the assassination of their chief for Buchi. It don't lead us for examine and things that will be done miss them before for re-examine them and we don't know exactly who we be. Before I get for now the action way how Cameroon government now they use this guy called Atta Milan, no not Atta Milan, Milton Taka. Una know very well. I put up a picture for you. Now here need John Frundi that. The first indication where I be miss them all I be really miss them. That time way we be the one fight for stop Frundi. He conference with the Wahola for Bamenda. I call Frundi out of the blue. Frundi asked me, say, Milton Taka know about this thing. I said no. He said you should talk to Milton before you come back to me. Something strike my brain, but I not really follow up. Because I been working that time now with Chris Anu. I call Chris Anu, I tell Chris Anu, say, now wait till that Frundi talk. I asked Chris Anu, say, you be that actually call Frundi for tell you, say, me no, up me no, me carry the thing go to for Sam in a polite manner for see whether the papa go green or not. He said, no, he never talk. I call Milton Taka. At that time, I talk with you. But they be so milky, I not be really pick on that. There must be something beneath. Why will Frundi? This picture come on for Milton Taka a Facebook page. Till now, you go for day, you go see Frundi. Now Frundi will be a master of ceremony for a married. Now me say Frundi, now he be the papa for a married. Now he be a mentor for all SDF thing. Now he be the big SDF man for inside South Africa. Now say he the work with Frundi hand in hand. I wanna know say Frundi na a top lieutenant for Mr. Pobia. He don't stand publicly talk am. These are the network where Cameroon government they use them for moderate Ambazonia they respond. For mislead Ambazonia, for pacify Ambazonia. For give us bad decisions. You go to ask yourself, how come Seseko Ayok Tabi that acknowledge them in front of all activists them say the decision for make an IG was a big mistake. Even though he say in hindsight, but that is an acknowledgement that it was a big mistake. And yet he is unable to reverse that mistake. He can simply just come up and say that IG government thing was a wrong thing, it was illegitimate, I disband it, and stay him and provide leadership from the jail like that. Milton Taka they could create any organization. As a matter of fact, Milton Taka then accept and say the IG na a mistake and they go transit him in front of all Ambazonians. But still yet he will not transit. He will not stop the IG government concept of being the head of state, being the sole legitimate power to represent the country and to carry guns. All those crap. Because why? They know that creating a government in itself would destroy the struggle. How do we know that they know? They don't advise them publicly, fully whole law firm. They don't advise them. Their best mind. Cousin Anya, when I go sign on behalf of Skakuf for America in front of everybody, we don't be told say the IG creating a government will create opposition and it will cripple us. It will make it impossible for us to unite or collaborate. And that is exactly the effect it has. And that is why all the Cameroon agents in our struggle, all they need to do is to maintain an IG, maintain a government concept. No matter what you say, they'll pretend like it is infighting. They'll even blame that the AGovC is also government. They say that we are also government. Even we do not claim exclusive power, they still claim that we are government. We are not a government because we don't claim exclusive power. Our leader do not claim to be the head of state. So we are not a government. To govern does not mean you are a government. So this is what Milton Taka have been doing. He is there to make sure that they mislead Ambazonia, they misguide Ambazonia to derail our prospect with the hope that they will go and negotiate and play the role that the Takas were meant to play. Remember that these are people who are from Babaju. He's from Babaju. That is Babaju, the map of Babaju. He's in La Republique. The Taka family are La Republique. Just like Jongu Foncha. They don't grow among us. They wear country cap and country clothes now pass we. Because their job now for misrepresent us, for dress like us, speak like us, and represent us to make deals on our behalf like Foncha did. No doubt Foncha be talk say they will go to meet our brothers in Fumban. What brothers? They are not our brothers. Meet in Taka, the error where they don't make and I say they don't can take will a full suit they want fight for chieftaincy post. If I die fighting for chieftaincy post, some small village where they have opinion, they call a Mawa. Na quarter o, the quarter head for day, if they alive, they call a Nawala, Atanga Wala. If they be supposed to make sub chief for day, if for being at the chief of Buchi, because royal in the clan, Pinying na a clan, Pinying na one chieftaincy, a fund. I'll be done explain the concept of a fund. It comes now by blood. That fund, you get na two branch, two princes. You get the one for Menka and you get the one for Buchi. So na three palaces then they for inside Pinying. You get the Pinying palace, you get the Buchi palace, and then you get the Menka. You still get sub chief them if those chief they want them. So the quarter head or the so-called sub chief for inside Mawa, if they alive, meet in Taka, they don't take money, bribe all man for village. That man they don't poison and so they don't be paralyzed. Now they for bed. I don't talk with the man. A francophone, La Republique, you are not even from Amazonia. You are from Babaju. You have installed your brother like the chief of Mawa. In South Africa, they are even calling him a king. Now just say they like the Bulu Beti, the French government, they know say they get backing for the government. They don't become so bold, so abusive, so that they fit turn commit genocide. The same like the Houthis and the Tutsis question in Rwanda. So these people, they have taken us to be fools. Francophones, Mitin Taka is from Cameroon. He's not from Amazonia by birth. These are paper citizens fighting over chieftaincy, assassinating chief, now holding Seseko for Ikanas. This is the main person stopping Seseko from transiting the IG. He's the person, the family is in charge now in providing Seseko the money, every day. I know we'll go too deep inside. There are just so many revolutions I can review. But we know very well, say, the top lieutenant for South Africa, Christopher Ndip, now he be the main person because time way I be the coordinate the ADF activity, then they engage with Okoro. This is the main man where they coming from South Africa, the henchman for Meeting Taka, the instruct say the font of Buchi, he must die. They must kill him. Hey, na black leg. I don't play audio then. Na black leg, they must kill him. And they wanted to hide behind ADF. When ADF refused to kill the chief and release the chief, they came in behind closed door. They don't want to ever say Okoro was under them. But they collect money in South Africa for him. We have never tried to retake Okoro back under ADF. Never. Because in ADF, if you say you don't want to work with us, we allow you to go. There are so many people who can work with us. So these are the people who killed this chief on false allegation that the chief have opened a group in a vigilante group there for Cameroon to fight against Amazonia, which was all lie. That's why they cannot defend it. They cannot make any accusation again. But the chief have left behind audio messages the what I'm playing and people that don't hear wait to be the talk. So who be the Mutant Taka? My show na a sister. This is a sister of Mutant Taka. Justine Taka. Now big gun for CPDM.
The determination of the Santat people not to be left out of the history-making political rendezvous of October 7 was manifested in songs and speeches during the CPDM campaign launch at the Santat Council Hall. In unison, speaker after speaker, like Dr.
So the one na Justine Taka. Now Milton Taka is sister this. Now they organized the last presidential election for inside Santa. Now they organize them inside Santa for meet in Taka the house. Now pour be a picture. It did for up. No doubt for SCBC they celebrate AFCON. Now SCBC that the thing where all ambassadors they cry inside SCBC they celebrate AFCON. Now that for day now screenshot that then celebrate AFCON. What a person where if you call yourself a patriot, where you fight for Ambazonian independence, go fit do such a thing like this. No doubt you get gilly where we work for SCBC. The Catholic Church then use it for soften the heart for Seseko. Put money for a Bobby 200,000. Go for prison game for Seseko. The Cameroon Intelligence Services they receive them because they want to get direct one-to-one meeting with Seseko. They use them for building confidence. If he say get connection through the Catholic Church. Now say they manipulate Seseko. Ma play this video. Make una follow up all.
Asafo Cornelius, Simon Achidi Acho, and Fru Jonathan.
The Santa women have mobilized their children, their husbands, their friends, and all they have.
So na meeting Taka a sister that. Na that Justine Taka. Na that this is a Milton Taka who is in charge of the IG of Seseko. It's not Yerima. Yerima do there for the first no way to go on for the. This is the Secretary of State, the spokesman, the A and B. He is all and all in IG. Not even scope. The scope people have run away. He gets to an organization called the SA of South Africa. Now they don't hold Seseko. Now they control IG. And they go make sure say no matter we go up and down, the IG will never transform itself into an organization. It will remain projecting itself like a government so that we look stupid in the international community, so that collaboration is impossible. And everything Seseko is doing, his intention there is that Seseko should not collaborate with the AGOFC. And they will remain a government. We say A, he will come and say B. We say C, he will come and say D. That is all they want to do. When they say negotiation, they will run go front. Remember, all the letter written by the IG is about government. Tell the international community we are government, we are government, we are government, we are government, we are government. There's nothing as advocating for Ambazonian independence. Ask, what have they done? Even the recognition of the department in America there, is it the city council that recognized them? It was an Ambazonian working there who invited Seseko to come and take that glory. It was not part of any strategy for them to lead us. They have made sure that everything dies. Money is not pumped into self-defense in any significant way from them. All money go to Seseko. They can just use money to bribe and make sure that they are at the helm. Their job is for one Cameroon. That's the job of Milton Taka. This is his sister. Let me play the video again, Mona, here. The sister of Milton Taka.
And Fru Jonathan.
The Santa women have mobilized their children, their husbands, their friends, and all they have to stand behind President Paul.
Party support.
So, unaran here, uruna. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I be tell now, they hope for Cameroon government for win Ambazonia. Now for cause Ambazonia for fight itself. So that we go redefine the movement as seen by the international community as a bunch of people who don't care about any other thing but power, fighting within themselves. They use people to give bad advice, they use people to give bad leadership so that we will go away from things that are going to help us to win. That's why you see people like Chris Anu, they are sending people to go back to their villages to isolate soldiers. Don't think that they are doing so because they are stupid. They know exactly what they are doing. Why do you think Seseko don't want to transform the IG? Some person go talk saying that because it's an organization. No. They don't accept that they will transition them. That's why they call their own restoration council Transition Restoration Council. Milton Taka can talk, and Milton Taka himself in front of all activists. So they don't. It's not like they don't know that the IG in itself as a government is a crippling tool for Ambazonia. They know. They know exactly what they are doing because you have people like this. You have people like this, Taka Justin, working behind the scene with his brother. As he say, they don't gather all use them, uncle them, father them, all them, put them under poor bear hand. They manipulate we.
And all they have to stand behind President Paul Biya.
Party support.
So now here. So ladies and gentlemen, man did die at one time. And I don't come for open una eye again once more. And I hope say this time it no go take una 2 more years to discover the truth. The whole problem we have now, one problem we have. Tibo Nagi don't talk how people that don't spoil this struggle, spoil chances will be getting to go forward. The Americans they come up now with a new bill to have a new diplomatic push. Tibo Nagi don't talk so we get one problem. Disunity. You cannot unite with somebody who is claiming to be a government. How can you unite with him? Even we say we want to unite with them, they can't unite with us because their whole identity is the one that puts them in a position where they cannot effectively collaborate with anybody. The IG is the problem. Their so-called claim of being a government is the problem. Their so-called leaders claiming to be the head of state is the problem. If they love us, if they were not infiltrators, if they truly want to put Ambazonian first, they'll put aside those things and will walk into our freedom. For the meantime, the true patriot, true nationalist will continue to battle like this war depends on us and us alone. Thank you.